Hello, let me take you through the land prep module. The land prep module is also dependent of, uh, it's dependent of what is in the planting program. So the land prep module is just about bed making and uprooting and any other activities related to bed making. So what happens first in my settings, I have to, I have my crops here. There's a default bed making number of days, which is 7, but you can change it maybe to 5. And also your crops can have, you can have specific crops maybe having like 6, something like that, right? So these are about the land prep. So these are the settings. Once you set this, what the program does, it checks the planting program where we have said that this is when I want to do my planting. And once you schedule your planting in the planting program, it will automatically create a work schedule for you by just taking when it's supposed to be planted, goes back maybe those 3 days behind or 5 days behind, and says, okay, you need to do this. Uprooting, it gets directly from the planting program, because in the planting program you specify, in the planting program you specify the, yeah, the okay, the uprooting, sorry. So, but for bed making, it checks the planting and the settings, and then it creates bed making for you. So let me pick from like date 1. I'll go back because it's checking from the current date to the last date of this week. So I'll pick bed making, and I'll do the filter. It will bring those for me. So you can skip. You can skip, like it's like you've cancelled, which will automatically notify also, which also create some alerts that, okay, you are canceling this, you're not going ahead with it. So there will be an approval if it has to be removed from the planting program as well. So you can skip, you can push it ahead. Maybe you want to do it on date 6. You can say your reason why, maybe delayed, okay, or maybe you can say machine breakdown, something like that. Then you push. So you can push, yeah. And as well, you can also, if you're not pushing, maybe you want to execute that, you can just assign your team. So that brings me to the next part called the labor teams. You have to, in the HRMS, these programs are linked, so it will pick all the employees in the HRMS module under land preparation or bed making. So you can create your team here. Maybe you can have team A, team B, team C, team D. And then this is your team, you can assign them tasks. This team you can change at any time. You can always be changing, shifting, and yeah, something like that. So you can assign your team. Then in the work schedule, you can assign a particular team to start doing that task. You can say scheduled or in progress or done or delayed, the start time and the end time, and what's the priority. Then you assign the team. Then you go to the execution log. The execution log is now where now you add more data depending on your schedule. Okay, you can come here. You can say like this one is uprooting. You can say you can add the execution details. The team, it will come here automatically. Right now there's none, so that's not picking. If there's a machine used, you can specify here. Then you can specify the fuel you used, how many meters squared you achieved. Maybe you didn't complete the entire piece of land, the entire block. You can specify here what was the weather. If there was a downtime, the reason will be here. Yes, then you can also change. If it is delayed, you can also specify if it is delayed. Then you can save the log. There's another log also as well. There's uprooting details. Okay, now you can skip. You can go to the people output. You can specify how many, this number of people, they are putting the number of beds, this number of meters squared. You can also show, you can also log it here. You can also log the input used. Now this one is applicable to bed making. Let me look for bed making. Bed making. Okay, I didn't. Okay, yeah, here it is. So for bed making, you can specify the number of beds you have made, you were able to achieve, what was the length, what was the width, what was the height, and these are the information if it's applicable. Okay. So we have went through the work schedule, the execution, and the labor teams. You can also have, we also have a part for fuel. You can, assuming you've finished the work, you've finished your work that day, and maybe you want, tomorrow you're planning to start somewhere, you can add fuel entry to a machine that you maybe use tomorrow. If it's diesel you've added, or if it's engine oil you've added, or if it's hydraulic, you can also note that there. Yeah, remember in the execution we are not capturing, we are capturing the fuel used and the number of meters squared, but here you're capturing whatever you have, the refill. This one is the refill. You capture here. Okay, so we have also the soil checks. The soil checks. Okay, the soil checks, here you will have your blocks. They will be listed here. Then you can add soil test for each. The reason why it's telling me, it is telling me because it's loading and I'm on a test database, so it's not giving me anything. So you can add a soil test. You can add the physical checks. You can add the chemical checks. Remember, this is different from what the QC does. This is for the land prep module. The QC checks is just a verification of, it's just it's like another layer of check to confirm if whatever we are having here is correct. So you can have the chemical check, you can have the biological check, you can have recommendations in your notes here. Then you also have the stores requisition. Here from the land prep module, we want to simplify the process of requesting things from the stores. So here you can select the items you need. Maybe I need gypsum and I need like 50 kgs. You can request, you can save this requisition. Remember, this requisition has to be approved so that the stores guys can release this kind of product. Now, you can also request for gumboots. Maybe you can request for 50 gumboots. Once you've requested for 50 gumboots, maybe 30 was approved and you received 30. You can come to the employee asset and issue those items to your employee. So you'll see this available in substore. The substore is like, this is a check, the stocks count check for land prep. Whatever is issued from the stores to a department called land preparation or bed making will automatically show here. So we can have like 100 gumboots came to store, they issued 50. Now in your substore you see that if they have issued to you, you will see that if you've issued to you and you're in land prep, you will see the stock is reading 50 here in available. Then you can issue maybe a single pair to a particular employee. Remember, this program is linked to the HRMS, so you have to have employees in that module in a department called land preparation or bid making, because that's a keyword. If you misspell that, if you don't do that correctly, those employees will not reflect here. So you can issue your items to employees, and then you can also track when they return them. This one is, it will help you know who has what, things like that. Yes. Now, remember the soil checks? It's telling me blank because I have nothing. The soil checks you did here, the logs are below here. The logs will come here. Okay. This is the field status. The field status, you see how ready block is. Okay. And you also have the reports. You also have the performance and bonus. Remember, we are tracking how many meters squared an employee has completed. It will appear here. Okay. And also we have activities, other activities. You can add other activities that are not here, like molding. Yeah. Then you can say, is it tied with bed making or not? It could be an independent thing that you need to do, but if it is tied, you can say yes. Then you can save that activity here. It will appear in this work schedule. Okay, we already tackled the settings. Okay, I have not much. Let's catch up on the next module. Thank you.